your head movement could be minimized if we started back in here. If we started back just maybe 6 inches back, because as you drive through, your head's going to be right there. So when you come back and you come set, I'd like you to stay back this way and not this way forward, minimizing. And what that's going to do is you're going to be able to rotate around your upper body a lot better than you do when your head is forward. So moving into launch out of your upper body. So this launch right there, it's actually pretty fabulous. So that's what we call a late launch, which is something that you do very, very well, which looks good. Coming back into stacking. This is acromial or stacking. I think you could do a lot better job here. You can also see your wrist. As you come forward, your wrist is bent, and then all of a sudden it comes back and it cocks back at the right time. As long as your wrist is laying back at the right time, that's good. But just watch that wrist a little bit. That might be a little bit delayed, but I think you make up for it as you go through, which is pretty good. We just want to have a tight cocked wrist back. But your upper body could be stacked a little bit better. What I want to think is, how do I get this foot over this head over my foot? And right away, you see your head's not staying back long enough, and you could throw more with your body if you stayed back a little bit longer. So stacking, I think your upper body needs to work on that. Your lower body is actually pretty fabulous. So nice job. Looking into the front glove. The front glove, let's look at where you go. You go down and you tuck. Down and you tuck. What I'd like to see is that your elbow continues to rotate this way. So this front elbow needs to rotate, and if your posture is straight up and down, if you're in A posture, which is what you are, your A posture, your rotation needs to be this way. And so if your elbow's going below that rotation, it's throwing this off as well. It's throwing your throwing arm off as well with that rotation. So we could do a better job of driving and pinching in this direction, just trying to maximize your ability to rotate around your posture. So if you understand your posture is an A posture, you're going to rotate around that posture better if you get that front glove. And that's something you can definitely work on that would help a ton. Looking at your elbow. This is what we call a high elbow or elevated distal humerus. And we have your elbow goes a little bit lower than it should, and it doesn't stay cocked back and pinched long enough. So you can see it kind of moving forward right now. You're throwing with your elbow first, and you can see how your elbow anticipates everything. The first move is you have that scapular extension there, and then your elbow drives first, and then your wrist comes through. So you're throwing more with your shoulder than you are with your body, and that could be something that could be potentially, if not fixed, we could have some potential injuries, or I think that's something that we've really got to work on, that we got to pinch and drive that chest first and not the elbow. Right there it starts anticipating. You're going to have a little bit, but we want to reduce that. I mean, not everything's going to be perfect, but we're going to try to just reduce that as much as we can. So that is definitely something I want to work on. That's what we call a low elbow. So if you look at that high elbow, all of those drills to get there, a lot of the arm care is going to fix a lot of this, especially the up trampolines, the 90-90s, the backward torques. All of those things are going to be just So great for you. So moving into the chest extension at release point right here. Your hip extension, you're about 53 degrees. So you do a fabulous job of driving your chest. We just got to get your timing down of what's going first. And if you can do that, my goodness, man, we're going to keep you safe for a long period of time and have the opportunity to keep improving and to go to college, playing baseball or go professionally. So out of that, this is the last one. So that's fabulous. That's not something that we have to work on. I want to look at this. This is maximum layback. Let's look at where your arm lays back. Your arm lays back quite well. It's obviously those that are throwing 90 miles an hour are coming at 90, if not below 90. So for you to have that amount of external rotation is fabulous, but that's something that we've got to watch and make sure that you stay strong and we're strengthening your shoulders. So as you lay back, this is what I'm going to take. I'm taking a cross section of your arm, and we're going to see where your wrist goes. Your wrist goes right outside, and it's not bad as you snap through. You do a good job of getting through the ball and snapping through it. It's a little bit of an arm fly out though. So what that means is your wrist is coming outside of the elbow to deliver it, and we want to maintain just a little bit less. So if we could reduce it to around here, if not here, you're going to be able to drive through. But a lot of this, I think, is that you're going first with your elbow, and then your chest is coming through. So fabulous job. I think this is something that you can go on the website, get hooked up with all of the weaknesses, look at the weaknesses that we've diagnosed. Definitely a forearm fly out, your front glove, your stacking, and on through the things that we've talked about, and we're going to increase velocity if we work on those drills. Thanks for being a part of 212 Athlete.